Hello everyone. When working more on my rainbow resin art project, I noticed pretty quickly that after doing a large swatch of color between my blue and my greens, that there wasn't a lot of color variation out of my whole kit of these little pre-colored bottles. The blue and the green are the most similar, so I wasn't getting a lot of variation. I mixed pretty much a half and half streak, and that looked really pretty. I kind of tried to do that along the middle, and then I was originally thinking I was gonna do all of this with just using my UV clear resin that I was gonna dye with my alcohol inks, but I just really like the way that this beveling looks, especially now that I know it's gonna be a window hang. It really catches the light when it's not just filled in but rounded. And I knew if I used my UV clear resin that is a little bit runnier. I don't know if it's from the brand or the type, but it's more like water, whereas the ones at this bottle almost comes out like a gel, which made it really easy to not only keep it in the little holes but to build it up. So I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do that effect with the other type of resin that I had. And the first time I tried to use it, it was a mess. It went everywhere, and all I could do was use my silicone spatula to try to at least even it out by brushing off the top to try to get it off the gold and to try to get it across as many little holes as I could, and then I cured it, and it actually gave me a really good base. I thought it would be like really hard to build off of it if it were all flat, but my partner suggested something because she is very engineer minded that is really helping me get that beveled look that I wanted. And I have a lot of like medical plastic waste that I try to use and incorporate in my art as much as I can, just because it, like, I know it's not my fault, but to see how many plastic things that we go through for my medicine and other needs, so I try to salvage it as much as I can. And one of those things are these syringes that actually work for a lot of art projects. And I thought if I put it in a syringe, it would come out a little bit too strong, but what I did is I took the back out of it so there's no pressure behind it, and just by tilting it, it kind of dribbles out in a way that lets me get it built up on the circles, and it's a bit of a tedious process, but for this project it's worth it. And I think even if I just do a good amount of them, not all of them, with this bevel technique, that's gonna look really cool. I'm glad that I'm doing this because already I can see that the green I mixed looks a lot different than the other greens. I think that this is gonna look a lot prettier. It's definitely not gonna be as an even color real hue as I thought it was gonna turn out, but it's really not the important part for me. And now knowing that it's gonna be up on the window, I'm not as worried about it being on top of the gold. I just want to make sure I can build it up enough so when the light shines through the window that it will pick up all the gleam at the top. So that's where I'm at. So now I got my syringe and I got my UV lamp tucked under my table so I can just go back and forth. I'm gonna work on doing the same green. I think I'm gonna try the streak pattern that I was going for, but I also think I'm going to put a couple of them on top of the other colors to kind of blend it and give it a little bit more of a transition. So that's the plan. And already I've done a few and it's actually working surprisingly well. I'm really glad she suggested it. I don't think I would have bothered to try unless she had. So partner for the art win. It was really hard to like control how much it came out too. So it was like I felt like a factory worker trying to be like dot 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 before it runs. That's a far way to art, so whenever I can use my medical ways, it makes me feel a lot better. So I'm always trying to come up with different art projects from all the stuff that I use. I do a lot of fluids that come with a lot of these clear cords, and I've always had a fantasy of using them to make some kind of sculpture or something, because it's just so much plastic. And I know it's not like my fault, it just hurts my heart as someone who loves to recycle and, you know, trying to be earth-friendly, conscious. But it is nice to have syringes. They do come in use for a lot of different projects. I always got plenty to use because I got plenty of meds I have to use. So a nifty tool I've been really liking to utilize is my dotting tool, not to put the resin in, but to tap on the ones I've done to make sure that they're good and not tacky. Good to go, so now I can do a few more. This is actually like really helping how quickly I can do it. I'm definitely gonna tell her thank you later. It's actually kind of fun now. It was kind of really stressful before. It was like, it's running everywhere. Oh no, I ruined this project that I worked so hard on. She's even watching the pups for me right now so I can do art. It's very lovely. I'm really glad I'm adding my own color tones to the mix. I think I might even do that for the rest of the shades, even though I do have a lot more variation, because this is turning out to be really pretty. I really like it. I really thought I'd ruined it, so. It's been taking a long time, more than I thought it would, but I've actually really been enjoying the process. I know these videos have been a little bit more slow. It's just been kind of hard for me to think lately. I've been on this med routine for a while where I have to take really hard, heavy-hitting drugs every 6 hours, and to have my entire day and routine be dictated by this 6-hour med cycle is just really draining some days, but I feel a lot worse if I don't take them. So the other thing that's been helping me is my trusty flower lamp, so I can get a closer look at it under the light without having to hold it up and check so many times. Yeah, I think that's looking really cool. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more. It was working so well, I'm even able to get the tiny dots, and that was hard even with my bottles.